Hi, Pupper Dubs. Is a good boy. Sweetie pie. You sleepy? Can I move the pillow for you? Oh, 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 get it out of the way. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Tuck. Oh, oh, gotta mute stuff. Ooh. Ooh. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name is Margie. I'm a Yoke empath. I just like having these little talks, conversations on the way I feel about things, and I want to thank you all for helping me get through yesterday. Man, that was stupid. I hated it. I hated. I don't like days like that. I'm an energetic sensitive, and I was reminded. See, that's why I'm always listening to other people, because I gotta constantly be reminded, about things. And I was reminded yesterday that, I'm actually just going to read the comment if I can find it. It was from Paul Butler's tube. Morning, homie. It was from Paul Butler's channel, and he's energetic. We're same freak tribe. We're in alignment. A lot of alignment, and he puts his stuff up overnight, and I like to wake up in the morning because he has a nice. I used to he was my bedtime story, but then they freaking jacked the tubes all up, so everything's delayed like 12 hours or some crap. Anyway, so it was a comment on his page, Paul Butler, and it was by a gal who I will look at her channel later, named Kimtrails741. She said, and this is, I quote Kimtrails, "I would like to share a bit of info that may help someone. Much to the collective's low frequencies are clearing. We all can feel that. When you are quivering inside, like anxiety, but I know but you're not sure why. I knew why though. I believe it's the body's physical symptoms of shifting to the new high frequencies of this world, come in waves and can be intense. Now that this is the physical body calibrating." I talk on this. I appreciate her verification, and this is why I read. Because this is. I have to be reminded of this is what happened yesterday, and this is is why I talk through, try and get through my videos even when it's hard, because I think if I can articulate how people are feeling, it'll make them feel less alone and less what other people call them crazy. So don't when speaking in terms of, I just poked myself. Speaking in terms of freaking energy. That is so funny. I'm just a spirit having a human experience. Doink. I'm gonna elaborate on what Kim said. It feels good to laugh. Other people are waking up right now. Other people are waking up to traumas and stuff like that they haven't, that they're remembering, because right now everybody's scared. So and if you, it's like magnets. It's like attracts like. So yeah, you might remember something that's scary happened when you were a kid, but if you taste something or you smell something that like really puts you there, that shit fucks you up. That stuff can really mess with your mind and put you in that, and it brings back the trauma. I mean, it's like, oh my God, I had cotton candy the day that man took me, and I was gone for 46 hours or whatever. People are all, because people have stuffed those memories, people have stuffed those traumas and whatnot, and they're waking up because people are scared with all this and this crap, and with all the, potential threats, and the only threat is the threat that we have inside. We tell us what we're afraid of. Yesterday, I was vibrating. I was like vibrating yesterday. I'm like, this isn't mine. This isn't mine. I've dealt with all mine. I'm picking up on other people. So if I'm this sensitive and I'm picking up on other people, then other sensitive people are picking up on other people. And you can hear it in people's in recordings and voices and stuff like that. I can't believe I talked myself in the freaking eye, man. You know, I ain't never gonna act too cool in life because I always remember I do shit like that. And cool people don't do shit like doink themselves in the eye, touch their own cornea. Okay, so yesterday I appreciate all the love bombs, man. I received every single one of them. I don't know how I never felt like that before. Like I never acknowledged it before. You know, like I mean, people always say, oh, I'll pray for you. Thoughts and prayers, and that is just always so empty. So all the people that have said that, I look at them as empty, false promises. So when, you know, and I felt it. When I was a little kid, I watched movies like freaking War Games and shit. Like, my programming is like to the hilt. I mean, what I'm programmed with, I mean, I'm fun at parties. I'm good at trivia, you know. And in a catastrophe, I'm good in first aid and survival, and you know, I'm just full spectrum, you know. I came from a low place and took myself to a high place, and then right now I'm just kind of waiting to figure out where I'm going to be plopped into next. So I remember seeing like all the, you know, like the atomic, you know, they're gonna get us with their bombs. That was always an opposed threat that we had when I was young. You know, when they had bomb drills and all these drills to be prepared, you know, to prepare, you know, get under a desk to become dust. You know, what? You know, and it's just all this fear, and what that fear does to the endocrine system. What that fear does is it takes your spirit out, and then sometimes when it comes back in, you don't got all your aspects with you. And so like sometimes like when trauma happens to kids, they lose their childhood essence and then they go to the dark, or sometimes they dip so far into their childhood essence they stay in like a childhood like state like forever, and there's still that 13-year-old girl because that's where their psyche split, because that's when it happened. Save all the Britneys, man. Save all the Britneys. Save all the Disney kids. Save all the kids. We're all kids. I'm a 46-year-old kid. We're all just trying to figure out how to save ourselves, you know, from what they told us was true. Because the stuff that they told us was true is always some bullshit. So we are all, you know, we have control over our own energy, and I knew yesterday wasn't mine. When I was a little kid, I've been battling with energy. Now, energy could be a bad intention if somebody just wishes ill will on you. You know, it's all your perception. I choose to believe that a lot of people are waking up to their traumas. You know how you hear women talk about having given childbirth and how painful it is, but it's like as soon as it's over, it doesn't matter. That's because their spirit has raised up and they are getting to witness the occasion of the beautiful miracle of the event, you know? And then, like some parents or mothers, when they're born and, you know, they come back in, they don't got that loving, kind aspect, that motherly thing that you're supposed to have to their kids. And they recoil the kid, and it's to the child's detriment. And we have a whole lot of society. It doesn't matter what your economic background has been, that has been, you know, harmed based on that principle alone, of that lack of connection, that first spark. I didn't meet Mom until I was on the earth for day 3, because they cut her uterus in half and took out one of her ovaries without her permission to create an imbalance in her, so that they could instead replace it with a pill for hormone replacement therapy. So, you know, it's all this karma, you know, it's all this stuff that we've lived through my whole life that I witnessed, and I just tried to take care of her. She was born with club feet. She had a rough go in the beginning, you know, and it's just like, why is the world making it, you know, why am I making it hard for myself to take care of her, but I'm not. It's what we tell ourselves because this is energy that we pick up based on fear. Thank you, Kim, for reminding me, is that we pick up on other people's fear and that this isn't always art because I have a faith in God and a higher power. Where we go one, we go all. We're all connected. We all want better lives for our neighbors. Cat wants it. So, people are rising up out of their fear. They're getting past all of those low vibrational feelings and they're coming back into full aspects of their art and they're finding their kid space. I hang out with this chick sometimes. She's usually not too far. This was me. I hated the barrette. I hated having hair. I did not like being a little girl because what happened to me is my last incarnation ended abruptly because I miscalculated in my ego. I freaking went for it. I leapt when I should have stayed. Because now I freaking hesitate a lot. A lot. I choke. I do. It's what they call choking. Like, because I know that's how and I was a male incarnate, and I had been male incarnate in several previous incarnations, and I did a lot of those stuff that males do that I got the karma paid back when I was early in a baby, got that, and that was their karma too, but it was also to plant that seed that that this darkness exists, and I've always just looked out for it, knowing that it exists, and I just have been a part of a society where people just don't know that this stuff exists, snuff films, all this stuff has always been, the demonic cult rituals, it's always been part of the world. People just have put through a great bunch of effort to thwart the mainstream's perception of it. So they try and make it endearing, and I've fallen for it too. With the media, with True Blood, but I'm Scorpio Moon. I appreciate all full spectrum. I don't think anybody's all good and all bad. I know that there's people that are complete darkness, but that doesn't mean that they're not all bad. You gotta, it's all how we look at things, and we just gotta keep, days like yesterday, I sustain on other people. I gotta let the cat in. Yeah. It's time out. Artie Pants, this is not how we planned it. Ugh. Cat, why are you being snickety cat? You're just getting everybody pissy now. Meow meow. Is it meow? Is this a mouse? Cat. Yes. I was going to finish this, and then I was going to make breakfast, and then I was going to go let you out. You already were out today. Don't get near the dog. We don't need that on live YouTube. We don't need Tucker going after you. Water apparatus everywhere. Thanks for stopping through. See you again soon. Bye. Love you. He wants out. See? The energy is all fired. Benny not in no mood to go out. Benny on the other side of the pillow wall here. And that's Tuck snoring. They're Benny here. Benny here. Benny. Hi, Benny. Big face Benny. Big face Benny. And sneezes, snores at Tuck Tuck. Zombie dog. Most of the time I have fun. Like, before I started this talk, I was doing this because this is my solution to having long and because I'm a hothead. I get so hot. I'm like, Mom, people don't understand hotheads. When they're like, oh, they're a hothead. People don't really understand, I don't think, what that means. I'm going to miss my barber, Calvin. It's like, because I want long hair, but I can't because I get so hot. And then when I get hot, my filter goes away. And every place I live is hot. Like Redding, hellfire. Hell on earth, Redding. I remember I had the chicken pox. I was 7 years old, so it was like 1982, 81, 80. Those are some hard, tough times. We lived in this one bedroom, like fourplex in Pine Grove. I believe it's still there. And a lot of hard lessons learned there. I had chicken pox, and Mom could only afford to use the swamp cooler about 2 hours between like 3:30 and 5:30 in the evening, the peak. And that summer in Reading, I tried to go back. I'd have to go back and record Searchlight and the Microfiche, I think, if they had it, to find an account. But I remember on K60 AM radio, they would announce the weather and it'd be like 117. And I remember I'd fill up the bathtub and I would just lay in the bathtub and I'd just float in the bathtub. And I just wanted to escape out of my body then. Between the itches and the inner, it just, you know, I've been blessed at an early age to learn how to be in a meditate state. Staring out a window of trying to entertain yourself several times a year on a Greyhound bus for 11 and a half hours is not easy for an adult to do, let alone a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, every Christmas, every holiday. Just watching the earth go by and seeing all the stories play out of how life is supposed to be lived, and how mine was not incongruent to any of those things that I ever saw on TV or in real life. And then I was like, oh wait, we're all autonomous. We all have our own different experiences. We all have our own path. And a lot of times, if you're lucky, you run across earth angels. I've been coming across a lot of earth angels lately because of my channel. Man, if it weren't for Keegan and Don't Drink the Kool-Aid it's taken me almost 4 years to get 8:30. I woke up, I was like, right on, welcome to my tube, y'all. Yeah, glad you're here. I'm a little splish splash, I'm a little this, I'm a little of that. I'm full spectrum. I'm Heyoka, I'm empath. I've been parts of all paradigms, lower economic, higher economic. Worked for one of the biggest countries in the world, G4S Security. I came across my old badge, my old access for that recently. Albums, favorites. Oh, that goes way back, because when you add it as a love picture, it puts it in chronological order. I just have been going down through my trip down Grand Canyon in the last couple months, But you got it, and I've had a lot of fun. This was my old house. This is my old house, 2331. It was beautiful, beautiful. It was the cutest house on the street. Yeah, it's freaking. And it felt just as good inside. You walked in, it was a bright electric orange wall. Here's a cat bed I made for Stanley in it, a swinging one. I want to make pet furniture for people and stuff. Here's the boys getting rowdy I used to take them to play dates every Sunday. Big face Benny glopping around, just having a blast, It's just like, what have I done? Here are the dog beds I want to make. They're like dog ottomans, Anyway, it's nice to go down memory lane. Appreciates where you've been. Appreciates where I've been. Here's a pretty cool picture. Ooh, look at that one. That one's cool. I wish I could just freaking put all of my whole drive on freaking out in public. Because this is all, if you want to know who people are, freaking look at their photos, look at their screenshots, look at, we are every thought we have, every stamp we have, I was like 200 pounds. Margie, that's like G4S. I was so unhappy. Can you see it? Can you see how unhappy I was? I was thinking about that today. I was like, Marge, remember when you'd have to go to work every day and you lived in Omaha, Nebraska, and you'd wake up and it'd be like 4 degrees outside, the wind chill would be like 10 degrees, and you're just like, God, I don't want to get up and go out there. And then sometimes you'd have to shovel snow and stuff like that just to go to a place that you didn't want to be. And then when you got there, you would have to hang out and always have to be there because you're mission essential. So you always make sure you got that all-wheel drive car and stuff like that because you've always been mission essential. And now, I created this life where I just get to take care of these little guys until they take their last breath, mom included, And that's my promise and my ode to them. And so far the universe is... See, what happens is I've had so much stress in my life that the older I get, when stressful things happen, it's like in electronic, I think of it in electronic terms of like as a capacitor that hasn't reached its potential and burst its little top. If you ever looked inside a computer, oftentimes a capacitor will blow to create a malfunction on the motherboard. So I look for swollen. They have little cross tops and they burst, and people have their potentials, They have their points of what they can get to of their, and they're high. They're very high, but every human being is just like, people can only live a good quality of life in isolation, That's what all of this people are figuring out, is that we need to be around other people. Freaking dude, I get to a place, and I have a big backyard, freaking kids need to come place to crash, because I know that there's plenty of parents that have kicked their kids. I had to start paying rent from the time I was 15 when I have summer jobs and stuff, And I'm like, wait, we're on welfare. You don't even pay rent. But these are the life lessons I've always been taught. And so, so I don't know why people think I'm trying to freaking do some like kind of handout thing, because I'm just trying to earn money a way to just like everybody else, and my overhead don't even cost as much right now, and I appreciate to all the people that have contributed in the love bombs that I got yesterday, because they were message received, and I'm going to send out love bombs to folks all day long today. I'm going to be sending love bombs out to folks today, because the energy is no joke, man. I was such an energetic, and how they manifested in me is I'd get earaches. I get earaches, and I could hear people like walking up the street. You know what I mean? Like on the gravel up the street. I could just be like, I want to just... I've always been an energetic. A lot of ER trips in the middle of the night. I get worked up, hyperventilate. But I what hyperventilating is? It's rapid fire breathing, It's just, that's what my body was trying to reach, is these points. And I used to tense up, throw fits, and I just tense my whole body up, and then I'd release. And they thought I was just throwing a tense to do the tense, and I was like, no, I was always doing it for the release. That's the same reason why people freaking have sex, is for that release. I don't. I'm not like I might as well be celibate, I'm a monogamous spirit. I've never been one that, I could probably, I'm not very earthly in that sense. It's never been a priority, and people that concentrate too much on those earthly chasing sensations it's just always just a road that I don't freaking ever want to go down. So, people that are in alignment with that, and it's not, hey, I got my freaking, my search engine on my history years back from porn, I was always like, sensual lesbian. Just, I don't put that stuff on the internet. I have more X-rated imagination. I'm listening to The Weeknd right now, Gemini, rising and Vedic for me. I'm Scorpio moon. I'm all about freaking duality, but I don't put my personal, I do put my personal thoughts out there, but the ones that, some things are sacred, and people forgot about what sacred is, and your special relation, intimate relation with one being, not several, that's low vibey, that's so low vibrational behavior. It's such passing yourself around like the seventh tradition basket. And trust me, I wanted to be the slutty girl. I just never could do it. I never could do it. Because I always knew that there was karma tied to it. That one day I'm going to find that girl, And I want to be able to do all the things, for a first time. And I didn't waste it on somebody that wasn't that girl. Yeah. Does that make sense? So it's just like, oh, if it didn't work out, okay. One, I tried real hard. But it gets to the point, it's not fun anymore. It's rude. It's rude to try and talk to people that don't want to talk to you. Every now and again, I'll drop it. Because I have a lot of one-sided conversations. But most of the time, people don't say, I don't want to talk to you. They just ignore you. So, what are you going to do? Anyway, today's better than yesterday so far. I hope you're all well. Good. I hope you're all doing good. Darth Vader is my hero. He is a good. We just all have our stuff. We all have our stuff. It's how you end up in the end. It's what do you do at the end with your last breath. Get it done today. I appreciate you too. What do you do with that last breath? People can turn. I was thinking about my grandmother, Edith, this morning. Everybody loved old Edith. She was one of the founding members of the Atascadero chapter of the Quanta Club. What? Quanta Club? No, it had a Q. It had a Q. She had Q pendants from back then, but she's always been a Democrat, so that don't make sense. Anyway, that is so funny. That just hit me. What is it? I'm not supposed to say it, I guess, if I can't remember it. It's a women's group where they had teas and would teach you how to do proper things. And you start, like, oh my God. And then along comes Marge. Wrecked it like a freaking bull in a china house. Wrecked her whole idea of, like, granddaughter. Gay wad. Knew then. I was probably 5 in this picture. Knew it too, 3 years old. Women were pretty. And they smell good. I like them. I get all embarrassed around women I thought were pretty. Oh, it was a nightmare. I'd bury my head in the seat at the movie theater if I saw one that was close, a pretty lady nearby. I'd be like, no, I'm not leaving until she knows, because I was an empath, so because I felt on everybody's emotions, I thought they could pick up on mine, so I didn't want her to know I thought she was a pretty lady. Just ridiculous. How many other kids feel like this? Anyway, but I was thinking about my grandma, and on her, I got the chance to go home. She died on Christmas Eve, the 23rd of December, 2004. And I was able to go home Thanksgiving and make my amends to her before she passed on, because it was time. It was like, okay, she had cancer, so I went to go see her, and it's synchronistic, because I keep, with all this conjunction talk, I've been talking about this conjunction that they're that's happening at the end of this year for years, because it's the dark crystal. It's all these paradigms, all these storylines, or people are lining up and seeing, oh, that's that, oh my God, it's this, oh shit, oh crap, good and evil really exist, oh my goodness, spirit is just, whoa, what, this is all so trippy, and it's like, because everybody has been taught to learn a certain thing, but if you ain't living right before you die, you're gonna freaking be tormented by the freaking karma of your past. It was the trippiest thing. When we were leaving Grandma, when we were leaving, I made my amends, and we had to go. When she was like in highly duress state, because she wanted to go home. She wanted to get out of there because she was in a concentration camp and she could hear them torturing the people at night, is what she was upset about. Now, we're German. Hezig is where my last name derives from. Hezig. That ain't a hard energy. H-E-Z-Z-I-G. Hezig. Evidently, there's a couple of freaking defectors in our family line. But that's alright, because I was honorably discharged in my 6 year after my career. I'm not disabled veteran without the rating I deserve, because you can't get anybody on the phone. But anyway, I'm just one of millions. I just speak out for people that can't speak out, but I'm just, anyway. So it was all that, like, karma, like all that German karma, because it's her side is that we're German on. Mom's side is Native American and Spanish, so it's her family line that is all that German stuff. And those Germans have made some bad decisions, so there's a lot of karma. That's what our lives are to do, I think, is to help transmute all that karma. And if we can just freaking end up on a high note, then we're, I guess, all little Darth Vader, you know? We end up on a high note. We do the right thing in the end, you know? And check out freaking the Dark Crystal and how the conjunction is happening. Now, it's the same. It's freaking so rad, man. See, because life imitates art and art imitates life, because we are all just one shared collective consciousness. That's about